Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Postcard English Stories, where we don't just learn English, we learn to build a life full of meaning, success, and growth. I'm your host, and today we are starting a very special journey together. We will explore one of the most powerful books ever written, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. These 7 habits are not just ideas, they are a blueprint for creating real lasting success from the inside out. If you dream of living a life of purpose, strength, and joy, this series is for you. Let's begin the journey that could change the way you live forever. Part 1: The Power of Books and Lessons, from The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Have you ever thought about the true value of a book? A great book is not just a collection of words. It's a treasure chest of wisdom, lessons, experiences, and life-changing ideas. When an author writes a book, they are giving you something incredibly precious, the best of their struggles, their victories, their years of learning, their deepest insights, all wrapped into a few hundred pages. Think about it if you had the chance to sit across the table from one of the most successful people in the world, listen to their stories, their failures, their breakthroughs. Would you take that opportunity? Of course you would. That's exactly what a book offers. It gives you direct access to the minds of the world's greatest thinkers, innovators, and leaders, without needing a plane ticket, a VIP pass, or a personal invitation. People often say, a good book is worth $1 million. Why? Because it condenses a lifetime of trial, error, sacrifice, and success into a gift you can open anytime you choose. Inside a book, you can discover ideas that took decades to develop and apply them to your own life in a matter of days or weeks. It's one of the most powerful shortcuts to wisdom that humanity has ever created. Today, we're going to talk about one of those extraordinary books, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This book isn't just famous because it's well written. It's famous because it has changed millions of lives across the globe. If you take its lessons seriously, and more importantly, if you apply them in your daily life, it has the power to completely transform the way you think, the way you act, and the way you shape your future. But let's be clear, books are not just about information. You don't become successful by simply knowing more facts. True change comes from transformation, changing your habits, your mindset, your decisions, and your behavior. That's why Covey's book is so powerful. It doesn't just give you nice ideas to think about, it gives you a blueprint for how to live effectively, intentionally, and successfully. You might have heard it said that all highly successful people share a common habit. They read constantly. They understand something most people overlook. Books are mental fuel. They shape your mindset. They expand your knowledge. They introduce you to new perspectives and unlock new opportunities. Success is not just about working harder. It's about thinking smarter, acting more effectively, and constantly growing. And books, the right books, are the ultimate tool for that kind of growth. That's why, if you are serious about building a better life, if you want to succeed, not just in your career, but in your relationships, your health, and your personal fulfillment, then making books, your companions, is not optional, it's essential. At Postcard English Stories, we believe in teaching English with a difference. We don't just want you to learn new words or grammar rules. We want you to build a powerful mindset, a mindset that can unlock success in every area of your life. And today, we are starting that journey by diving into the 7 habits of highly effective people. I will explain each habit in a way that is simple, practical, and easy to apply. I'll use real-life examples, deep insights, and action steps so you can not only understand these habits, but also feel inspired to live them. Because ultimately, reading about success is not enough. Living, it is what matters. If you allow the lessons from this book to sink deep into your thinking, if you are willing to practice these habits consistently, your life will change. Maybe not overnight, maybe not in 1 week, but over time, you will notice a difference. You will think clearer. You will act smarter. You will achieve more. You will feel more in control of your destiny. That's the power of a great book. And that's the journey we are about to embark on together. So buckle up, get ready, because by the time you finish this journey through the 7 habits, you won't just be learning English. You'll be learning how to build an extraordinary life. Part 2, the first 3 habits, mastering yourself, winning the private victory. Now that you understand the power of books and why, the 7 habits of highly effective people is so life-changing, let's dive into the first 3 habits. The habits that teach you how to master yourself first. Before you can lead others, before you can build success in the outside world, you must win the most important battle of all, the battle within yourself. These first 3 habits are about moving from dependence to independence. They are about taking full control of your actions, your mindset, and your future. Let's explore them one by one. Habit 1. Be proactive. At the very heart of personal success is proactivity. Being proactive means taking responsibility for your life, not blaming others, not blaming circumstances, not waiting for luck. Reactive, people are like leaves in the wind, blown here and there by outside forces. They say things like, "I can't help it, that's just the way I am. If only my boss were nicer. If I lived somewhere else, I'd be happier." But proactive people are different. They understand a powerful truth. While you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control your response. Your decisions, not your conditions, determine your destiny. Imagine 2 friends, James and Daniel. James wakes up, late scrolls on his phone, rushes to work, blames traffic for being late, and gets frustrated when things go wrong. Daniel, however, wakes up early, exercises, plans ahead, and stays calm, even in heavy traffic. Daniel knows that while he can't control the traffic, he can control how he prepares for the day and how he responds. In the long run, who do you think will be more successful? Of course it's Daniel, because he owns his choices instead of blaming his environment. How to practice this habit. Stop blaming others. No more, it's their fault. Take full responsibility. Ask yourself, what can I do to improve this situation? Focus on what you can control: your actions, your words, your attitude. If you live proactively, you become the driver of your own life, not just a passenger. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. The second habit teaches a timeless principle: vision before action. Imagine getting in a car and just driving without any destination. You might end up somewhere, but would it be where you really wanted to go? Probably not. Sadly, this is how many people live their lives. They go to work, come home, repeat the cycle without ever asking, where am I really heading? Stephen Covey reminds us, all things are created twice, first in the mind, then in reality. First, you imagine your life. Then you build it with your daily choices. Every great achievement starts with a clear mental picture. Before an architect builds a house, they draw the design. Before a successful athlete wins a championship, they visualize the victory. Take Cristiano Ronaldo, for example. As a young boy, he told his mother, "One day I will be the best footballer in the world." That vision guided every decision he made, every practice, every sacrifice, every moment of discipline. How to practice this habit? Define your goals clearly. What do you truly want to achieve? Visualize your future daily. See yourself succeeding. Feel the emotions of victory. Make decisions that align with your vision and avoid distractions that pull you off track. Your life is your masterpiece. Begin with the end in mind, and you will paint something beautiful. Habit 3. Put first things first. The third habit is about priorities. Learning to say yes to what matters most, and no to the endless distractions around you. Covey uses the metaphor of a glass jar. If you fill the jar with sand and water first, the little stuff, you won't have room for the big rocks, the truly important things. But if you put the big rocks in first, your health, your family, your dreams, everything else can fit around them. Many people are busy all day replying to emails, scrolling social media, attending meetings. But at the end of the day, they realize they haven't moved an inch closer to their real dreams. They confuse being busy with being productive. Highly effective people focus on the important things first, even if they are not urgent. They make time to exercise. They make time to learn. They make time to work on their dreams, even when no one is pushing them. How to practice this habit. Identify your big rocks, the most important areas of your life. Schedule these first in your calendar before the small tasks fill up your time. Learn to say no to distractions that don't serve your goals. Remember, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will do it for you, and you might not like where they lead you. Mastering these first 3 habits is not easy. It requires daily effort, awareness, and courage. But when you do, you shift from reacting to life to creating your life. You move from drifting aimlessly to steering your ship toward the future you truly want. And once you win the battle within yourself, you are ready to move to the next stage, building powerful relationships and winning with others. But first, practice these habits, live them, feel the change inside you, because self-mastery is where every great journey begins. Part 3. The next 3 habits. Managing relationships, winning the public victory. Once you have mastered yourself, once you are proactive, guided by a clear vision and focused on what matters most, you are ready for the next step, winning with others. Success in life is not a solo journey. No matter how smart, talented, or hardworking you are, real achievement comes through building strong, healthy relationships with people around you. That's where the next 3 habits come in. They teach you how to create trust, cooperation, and synergy, not just with colleagues or customers, but with family, friends, and your entire community. Let's dive into them one by one. Habit 4. Think win-win. Most people are raised with a scarcity mindset, the belief that life is a competition, and if someone else wins, it means you lose. If a coworker gets a promotion, you feel jealous. If a friend succeeds, you feel insecure. If someone else shines, you feel smaller. But highly effective people know this isn't true. They have an abundance mindset. They believe there is enough success, enough happiness, enough opportunity for everyone. They understand that true greatness comes not from pushing others down, but from lifting everyone up. Think of sunlight. If you enjoy the sun, does it reduce the sunlight available to others? Of course not. In the same way, someone else's success doesn't take anything away from you. How to practice this habit? Stop competing with everyone. Life is not a battlefield. Look for mutual wins. In every situation, ask, how can we both succeed? Celebrate others' successes. Cheer for them and trust that your time will come too. When you think win-win, you don't just build deals. You build trust. You build loyalty. You build relationships that last a lifetime. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Have you ever been in a conversation where you felt the other person wasn't really listening? They were just waiting for their turn to speak. Sadly, that's how most people communicate. They listen to reply, not to understand. But truly effective people do the opposite. They seek first to understand. They listen deeply, empathetically, without judgment or interruption. Only then, once they truly understand the other person's feelings and perspective, do they share their own ideas. Imagine you go to a doctor and say, "Doctor, I feel sick." And without asking you a single question, he hands you a random pill. You would think he's crazy, right? Yet this is exactly what we do when we give advice before understanding someone's true situation. How to practice this habit. When someone speaks, focus 100% on them. Don't prepare your answer while they are talking. Just listen. Reflect their feelings. Say things like, "It sounds like you're really frustrated," or "I hear that you're feeling worried." Empathetic listening creates magic. It builds trust faster than any speech. It opens hearts, heals wounds, and turns conflicts into understanding. And remember, when people feel heard, they are much more open to hearing you. Habit 6. Synergize synergy is when the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts. It's when teamwork produces results far beyond what any individual could achieve alone. But most people never experience true synergy because they are trapped in one of two mindsets. Dependence. They rely completely on others, waiting for someone to save them. Independence. They insist on doing everything alone, refusing to trust or collaborate. Highly effective people go beyond both. They become interdependent, strong on their own, but even stronger together. Imagine building a house. If you try to do it all yourself, design electrical work, plumbing, construction, it would take forever and the quality would be poor. But when a team of experts comes together, each bringing their strength, the house is built faster, better, stronger. The greatest achievements in history, the launch of rockets, the founding of companies, the creation of masterpieces are always the result of powerful synergy. How to practice this habit? Value differences. Instead of being frustrated by different opinions, learn from them. Find partners who complement your strengths. If you're great at ideas but weak at execution, team up with someone who excels at action. Focus on shared goals. Win-win plus synergy creates unstoppable momentum. Synergy is not about giving up your individuality. It's about combining your uniqueness with others to create something truly extraordinary. Mastering these 3 habits. Think win-win. Seek. First, to understand and synergize transforms the way you relate to the world. You move from competition to cooperation, from misunderstanding to connection, from lonely struggle to unstoppable teamwork. And once you have mastered both yourself and your relationships, you are ready for the final step, growing stronger every day to sustain your success for life. Stay tuned, because that's exactly what we'll explore next. Part 4. The 7th habit, renewing and recharging yourself every day. Sharpen the saw. After mastering yourself and building strong relationships with others, there's still one final secret to long-term success: self-renewal. Think about a woodcutter who is tasked with cutting trees every day. At first, with a sharp saw, the job feels easy, but as the days go by, the saw becomes dull. The woodcutter swings harder and harder, but the trees take longer to fall. What should he do? Should he keep working harder with a dull saw, or stop, sharpen the saw, and then continue cutting with ease? Stephen Covey teaches us, highly effective people regularly sharpen their saw. They take time to renew their energy, refresh their minds, strengthen their emotions, and reconnect with their inner purpose. Because no matter how talented, hardworking, or ambitious you are, if you don't take care of yourself, you will eventually burn out. Sharpening the saw means preserving and enhancing the greatest asset you have, yourself. Let's break it down into the 4 essential areas of renewal. 1. Physical renewal. Taking care of your body. Your body is your foundation. If your health collapses, everything else, your work, your dreams, your relationships will suffer. Taking care of your body doesn't require a fancy gym membership or extreme diets. It's about building simple, sustainable habits. Exercise regularly. Move your body daily, even if it's just walking, stretching, or a short home workout. Eat healthy. Choose foods that nourish you, not just those that satisfy cravings. Rest deeply, prioritize sleep. Rest is not laziness, it's essential fuel for high performance. Think of it like maintaining a car. If you never change the oil, check the tires, or clean the engine, eventually it breaks down. Your body is the same. Care for it now, and it will serve you powerfully for years to come. 2. Mental renewal. Feeding your mind. Success is not just physical, it's also mental. Your mind is a garden. If you plant good seeds, you grow knowledge, creativity, and wisdom. If you neglect it, weeds of ignorance and negativity take over. Sharpen Your Mind by Sachi A. Reading books. Every book you read exposes you to new ideas and challenges your thinking. Learning new skills. Stay curious. Whether it's a new language, a technical skill, or creative art, learning keeps your brain alive. Questioning assumptions. Don't just accept everything you hear. Think critically. Explore different perspectives. Remember, the world is changing faster than ever. The more you invest in your mind, the more adaptable, resilient, and valuable you become. 3. Emotional renewal, strengthening relationships and inner peace. Humans are emotional beings. We are not robots, and life is not just a checklist of achievements. We need connection, love, and emotional strength. Many people today feel disconnected, glued to their phones, but distant from real conversations. That's why emotional renewal is critical. Sharpen your emotions by spending quality time with loved ones, real conversations, real laughter, real support, forgiving and letting go. Holding on to anger or resentment poisons you more than it hurts others. Surrounding yourself with positive energy. Choose friends and environments that uplift you, not drain you. A joyful heart gives you strength to face challenges with courage and hope. 4. Spiritual renewal, connecting with your purpose. Success without meaning is empty. Money, fame, and status mean little if you feel lost inside. Sharpen your spirit by reflecting in silence. Spend time each day to pray, meditate, or simply think deeply, clarifying your values. Know what you stand for: honesty, kindness, courage, whatever matters most to you. Living with purpose. Make decisions that align with your deepest beliefs, not just your temporary desires. When your spirit is strong, no storm can shake you. You become unbreakable from the inside out. Why habit 7? Sharpening the saw is the master habit. Imagine owning the best smartphone in the world, but never charging its battery. It doesn't matter how powerful it is if it's dead. In the same way, it doesn't matter how many dreams you have, how smart you are, how motivated you feel. If you don't recharge yourself, you can't sustain your success. That's why sharpening the saw is not a luxury or a nice idea. It's a necessity. Without regular renewal, your energy fades, your mind dulls, your relationships weaken, your spirit dries up. But when you invest daily in your body, mind, emotions, and spirit, you stay fresh, alive, creative, and powerful. Sharpening the saw ensures that you don't just sprint for a few months. You build the strength to run the marathon of life. Part 5. Far 5. Conclusion: building an extraordinary life through small daily habits. Now you've walked with me through all 7 habits. You've learned how to take charge of your life, how to think with purpose, how to act with focus, how to build relationships based on trust and respect, and how to stay strong and fresh through constant renewal. Let's quickly reflect. Be proactive. Take full responsibility for your life. Begin with the end in mind. Live with vision and clarity. Put first things first. Focus on what truly matters. Think win-win. Believe in success for everyone. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Listen deeply before you speak. Synergize. Combine strengths to achieve greatness together. Sharpen the saw. Renew yourself regularly to stay strong for the long journey ahead. These habits are more than just clever ideas. They are the foundation for an extraordinary life. They are the bridge between the life you dream about and the life you actually live. But here's the truth. Knowing these habits is not enough. Thinking about them is not enough. Change only happens when you practice them every day, even in small ways. When you choose to be proactive instead of blaming. When you start your day with your vision in mind instead of drifting aimlessly. When you prioritize your big rocks before getting lost in distractions, when you seek mutual success instead of competition, when you listen first to understand instead of arguing, when you join forces with others instead of trying to do it all alone, when you invest in your body, mind, heart, and spirit every day, you are no longer just living, you are leading your life. You have a choice. You can go back to old habits, back to excuses, back to drifting, or you can move forward step by step, habit by habit, into the life you were truly meant to live. It won't happen overnight. Transformation is not a single moment. It's built in quiet, small decisions made daily. It's built when nobody's watching. It's built when you choose discipline over comfort, vision over distraction, connection over selfishness, growth over stagnation. And trust me, your future self will thank you, because years from now you will look back and realize the most important investment you ever made was not in money, not in status, but in your own habits, your own mindset, your own daily choices. So today, make a decision. Don't just admire these habits. Adopt them. Don't just know about them. Live them. Start small. Start messy. But start now. Your best life is not waiting somewhere far away. It begins with the next proactive step. You take the next meaningful conversation you have the next time you say yes to your dreams and no to your distractions. You are not just learning English here at Postcard English Stories. You are learning how to build a life full of purpose, strength, and joy. So as you close this episode, I want you to ask yourself, what is one habit I will practice today? What is one small step I can take toward my best life, starting now? The choice is yours, the journey is yours, the future is yours. And remember, at Postcard English Stories, we'll be walking beside you every step of the way. Keep believing, keep growing, keep becoming the best version of yourself, because you are capable of far more than you know. And your best days, they are still ahead. Thank you so much for joining me today on Postcard English Stories. Remember, success is not a secret, it's a series of small daily choices that build a great life over time. The 7 habits we explored are more than just lessons. They are tools for becoming the person you were meant to be. Start small. Stay consistent. Keep believing, and always remember, your best days are still ahead, waiting for the new, stronger you. If you found today's episode inspiring, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that grow both your English and your life. Until next time, keep speaking, keep growing, and keep shining with Postcard English Stories.